So this right here is actually pretty fascinating. So it appears that Elon Musk's own fans have turned on him. I think this is the first Elon Musk's own fans turned on him video I've made. I'm pretty sure. Actually, yeah, I think this specific one. But anyway, so there's this crazy McCarthy situation going on with the election for speaker. I think it's gone to like 10 ballots or something like that, something crazy, a bunch of ballots. And he's not making any headway because those 19 Republicans, 20 Republicans are standing firm and strong. And I think they're now voting for Byron as opposed to Jim Jordan. So it's going absolutely nowhere. The Democrats are still behind Hakeem. So it's just kind of, that's the way it's going. So Elon decides to jump in at a 2:30 a.m. tweet, or I guess a 5:30 a.m. on the East Coast. I don't know where he lives. It says Kevin McCarthy should be speaker. So very quick little there. This got super, super serious backlash. So what you can see is, generally speaking, almost always, unless it's like a very question-specific tweet, you can see that the more replies there are, like the more controversy it indicates or backlash. So it's 120,000 favors to 55.7 thousand replies. And so what you can see is, and this is weird too, because the comment section is flooded with a bunch of like crazy right-wingers, which is honestly concerning because it kind of goes to show you like Elon Musk's fan base is heavily populated by those people. It's actually kind of like fear-inducing. That's a joke about George Santos. This is Justin Amash, but he's an independent libertarian. Like, he's not one of the crazy like Republican people. He's saying no. But there's a combination of people, like, so there's some liberals in here too, because it's Elon Musk, so it's kind of the aggregation of everything. But most of the people responding to this are the crazy conservatives. So Hodge Twins says you should run a poll and ask everybody. I used to really enjoy watching the Hodge Twins' videos, but man, they were just like, I can't watch them anymore. This dude posted a video of Tucker saying Kevin McCarthy can step aside and let somebody else do the job, acknowledging in the process that he's not the only person in Congress capable of being speaker, or he can try and win over the people who oppose him. That is not what McCarthy's team is doing. That's 4,000 favorites. Brian Krasenstein is a liberal, saying that Elon Musk should stay political. Twitter needs a button called Who Asked You? This is another, this is a Fox America host, so again, a Republican. And so you can just see all these why. And I say this is a third-party libertarian. Republicans voters don't want him. They want anyone that's America first. The fact the GOP doesn't care, they just want to keep the gravy train rolling, is telling. Corruption ends when the D.C. mafia stops getting their way. So conspiracy realist, libertarian, and journalist for the D.C. Patriots. So a Republican, of course. Should McCarthy be speaker? And clearly 85% of the people voting say no. This person you can see here is, Matt Wallace. He's a freedom person, I guess. It is extremely hard to change a speaker/minority leader once elected. They have so much power over funding. Is there any chance Kevin McCarthy will fix any broken things in the system he helped create? I don't want more broken politics for decades. You do realize Type 2 was tanking Tesla stock. So then there's a bunch of Tesla stockholders who are like, dude, stop tanking it. Although I don't know if it's a post hoc ergo propter hoc situation in terms of how much his Twitter is really impacting it, but we don't really know. I would like a speaker that's not a WEF member. Kevin McCarthy only cares about his donors, lobbyists, and the Washington D.C. sewer. He's the perfect example of everything that's wrong with our country. So you just see a bunch of people do a poll. I guarantee he gets less than 5%. Looks like another Republican. There's just so many people here. I think he has some explaining to do. So there's just so much of this stuff. Mr. McCarthy have to agree to significant reform, checks, and restrictions on the powers of the speaker if he is to win. Left and right agree the office has grown too powerful in recent years, blah, blah, blah. Explain why. What has he gotten us as a party? So there's just so much stuff going on here in terms of so much backlash. And again, 50,000. And then there's so many conservatives in here. It's kind of conservative. Another one, conservative populist. Do a Twitter poll and find out if this is true. I think 90% of Republican voters disagree. Why don't you do another poll? Don't be a rhino, Elon. That's Laverne Spicer too, a Florida woman. So pretty crazy stuff. And so the backlash actually ended up hitting him so hard he had to send a reply tweet. He says, subtle, but I'm beginning to suspect opinions differ on this matter. If not McCarthy, then seriously, who? And so you just have a bunch of people. There's no reason for the speaker to be a member of Congress. There's no good reason for Kevin McCarthy to be speaker, and there are a few bad reasons. Just so you guys know, there's actually a little factoid, little fun fact. You actually don't have to be a member of Congress to be Speaker of the House. So you right now, you could be elected Speaker of the House. How awesome would that be? You, viewer, Speaker of the House, that'd be pretty awesome. The issue is GOP knew McCarthy didn't have sufficient support months ago and moved forward with him anyway. The GOP should get together and put someone forward who can reach 218. Kind of thing, Congress being too incompetent to elect a speaker is the most fitting result. And so basically, there's just tons and tons of backlash to this tweet from him. And so, Vox Populi, Vox Die. I don't even know how to pronounce this, honestly, but the whole poll thing, he's trying to use that poll situation back on Elon Musk because he keeps doing that. And by the way, wasn't Elon supposed to step down? He sent out a poll saying that if they say vote for him to step down, he was going to do it, but he didn't end up doing it. So it looks like he just kind of picks and chooses like what it actually is that he's going to follow in terms of his polling numbers and his poll results. But it just goes to show you again how he's like kind of got a lot of people, doesn't really have a lot of people, I guess, like, or not that, but he has like a lot of backlash coming his way towards him. Anyone else is what Laverne Spicer says. So he ended up getting a bunch of backlash on this tweet that I don't think he actually ended up expecting, but always fun to see someone's own fans turning on them, isn't it? And it's Elon Musk this time. So remember, he got booed with the Dave Chappelle when he walked out with Dave Chappelle in San Francisco. And so he's has very inflated ego and narcissism. And anytime he gets any backlash for anything, what he ends up doing is he basically smears them and says, he smears / equivocates / strawmans and basically says, I'm pissing off the far right and the far left. So anytime he does something that like pisses people off, he attributes it to being one of the extremes. That's what he does. That's his strategy, right? Which is a way just to smear people and like never make himself look like he's actually being properly criticized. So pretty interesting stuff. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. As Tesla stock, I believe, is continuing to plummet, and Tesla state shareholders are like, man, stop this, man.